hate me too, it's fine. Well, what is up, you guys? Welcome to today's video where I'm about to spill the tea. This is me drinking the tea, not smoking. Okay, anyway, moving on. So, per the title, per the thumbnail, I am leaving the It's All Bullshit podcast. I'm sorry. I know that a lot of you were looking forward to us coming back, but it ain't gonna happen, and I'm gonna tell you why. So, first of all, I want to start from the very beginning. So, back in March, Lauren, my co-host, ex-co-host, reached out to me on Instagram. We had known each other through Instagram for several years because we competed the same year and we connected through that. So Lauren reached out to me and responded to one of my stories, and she said that something that I was talking about on my story was something that she was thinking about discussing on a podcast as a topic. She said she'd been thinking about doing a podcast for a while, but never really, hit the ground running with it, and it was COVID, and it kind of seemed like she was ready to do it. She said she didn't know if she wanted a co-host or if she just maybe would want to have me on for an episode to discuss it. And she said, but, if you're like, let's have a call, let's talk about it. So I said, all right, sure. I was not expecting anything to come from it. I, was running hard with Weylyn. Was taking a little bit of a break from waitressing because, COVID had just hit. I think it might have been April by this time. But, so normally I would be waitressing, and, I coached at F45, and I think the gym was closed, but we were still doing virtual classes. I don't remember, the exact situation, but I had a lot going on. So I was like, oh, I'll just hear her out. Like, I never really thought about doing a podcast. Thought maybe, but it wasn't something that I was like, I want to have a podcast one day. But I was like, I'll talk to her, see what happens. Like, what do we have to lose? So, hop on the call, and we actually end up hitting it off really well. We'd never met in person or anything before. Like I said, just Instagram previously. And our conversation and our our thoughts just kind of like flowed really nicely. And I got pretty excited. I was like, hell yeah, like, let's do it. Like, why the fuck not? That's how most things in my life happen. It's like, why not? We'll see what happens. Like, it'll be fun. So, from the very beginning, I let Lauren know that I was not interested in editing the podcast. We're, trying to talk out the logistics and see what happened. And, I had a lot larger Instagram following than Lauren, and a lot, bigger, just, fan base in general. You guys watch me on YouTube, you watch me on Instagram, you support Weylyn. So I had, this whole personal brand and this little community that I was kind of bringing. That was, one of my main contributions. She agreed that she would, edit it in the beginning. And we both agreed that once we started making money with it, we would just hire someone because, she had her own business, I had my own business. We're busy gals, and we didn't want it to be, we knew that we were only going to get busier with our careers. So we knew that the time would eventually come that we would need to hire someone to edit and, market it and all that stuff. So anyway, we're talking now. I say I'm not interested in editing, not because I think that, I don't have enough hours in my day. I do. I have a little bit of extra time in my day, here and there. I think all of us could be more intentional with how we spend our time. And that's actually something that, I learned over time with doing the podcast with Lauren, is it kind of just the whole experience put me in a better position to decide how I would delegate my time. And my whole thing was, for a really long time now, I've been wanting to learn how to edit my YouTube videos better, to make some cooler videos. I use iMovie currently to edit it. I have Premiere Pro, which for those of you who don't know, is just a nicer software, think Photoshop for movies. So I have a nicer software to edit on. I bought the nice camera, all this stuff. but I just haven't yet sit down and learned how to edit the videos. And YouTube is something that I've been trying to get better at for years and just kind of like falling off with it and whatever. So I basically told her, you know, if I'm going to spend the time learning how to edit something, it's not going to be a podcast, it's going to be YouTube. Just because it's something I've wanted to do for a long time. This is kind of just something that's just hopping on now, whatever. So it was done, it was said. We get started, we're doing the podcast, whatever, everything's fine. We come to a point where we're ready to try to start, you know, promoting the podcast. So it's decided that I will try and take on that responsibility because Lauren does the editing. Okay, cool. So I do the Instagram and I do, which, you know, it doesn't take a whole bunch of time. I do the Instagram and now I'm going to start taking on this. And it was something that was really draining for me because I've never tried to get sponsors for a podcast before. So I have to learn how to do it first. I'm emailing all these businesses. No one's getting back to me. The people that are getting back to me saying that they're not working with anybody right now. They're not, like, you know, COVID, they're not spending money on, you know, advertisements through podcasts and whatever else right now. So I try to get us on this platform that helps put you in touch with businesses that are already sponsoring podcasts. And they try to like line it up for you. And, you know, because of that, they take a little bit of a fee, but, you know, we could start that way. We'll see what happens. So, we try that. We don't get approved for that. I don't know if we don't have enough followers or listeners or whatever, but, you know, we didn't get approved. So it kind of started to feel a little bit defeated. And I think we both were a little worn out just from, we're busy. We're both busy people. COVID happens, you know, our careers are both taking off. Lauren does social media management. I know she's getting a lot more customers. Weylyn is growing exponentially. Very busy with that. And I don't only have Weylyn. I have to manage all of the social media for Weylyn and all of the customer service and all the packing orders and all of the designing and everything. But I'm also managing my own personal social media, trying to do a TikTok, trying to do a YouTube, I still coach at F45, trying to do online clients. I have one-on-one, I'm trying to make new guides. Like, I'm busy and I'm worn out and I'm tired. So it's about to be the holidays and we both agree, let's take a little bit of a break. Like, we need this, we deserve this. I was going back east for Christmas and it kind of just needed to happen. So we were taking a break and the plan was to reconvene and come back together after Christmas and after the New Year and start back up. The New Year came and neither of us really felt ready yet. We were both like, okay, like, well, at least me anyway. Because I was like traveling, I was like, I need to like kind of recoup myself. You know, I was just traveling and like home and I really wasn't doing anything. Now I have all of this stuff to get caught up on. So I was like, I need like another week or two to get caught up. And then by the time that week or two passed, it was almost time for us to have our big Weylyn launch. So I was like, I just can't. I was like, let's, you know, figure it out towards the end of the month. We'll figure out when we want to talk. So still planning on coming back. And then we get towards the end of the month and I don't even really remember how the conversation came up, but Lauren basically said, she said, I'm super busy. I just can't continue to do all the editing. Like, we're at a point where, like, we're putting in all this effort. We're recording every week. She's editing. I'm running the social media. We're promoting it both on our personal pages, and it's not really doing anything for us. Like, we're not making money from it yet. You know, we started a Patreon. We got a little bit of money, but we had expenses. Lauren paid for, like, the software that we recorded on. I was paying for like an email for us, which we didn't even fucking use. But, you know, we had expenses and not only like things that were coming out of our pocket, but your time is money, people. When people say time is money, that's a literal fucking thing. Time is money. Like, you could be doing other things with your time. So we were just kind of at the point where we're like, look, like, it's not growing like on its own. If we want to grow and start getting podcasts and making money from it, more work has to be put in. Lauren said, I'm already doing the editing. I could put in the work, but I'm not going to because I think that I, you know, would rather do it with a host that is willing to put in more work. And I said, I get that. I'm not willing to. It's not that I didn't think like the podcast wasn't worth it. It just, the reason I even wanted to record this, one, I kind of think you guys deserve an explanation. You listened to us for a while and, you know, we decided literally today that we weren't going to do a goodbye episode. I think that as time went on, it kind of just felt more like we were just doing one because we felt we had to do one, not because we wanted to do one. And it kind of felt like it was just going to be like a forced, like, fake thing if we recorded it. And it wasn't going to be like fun and enjoyable like, you know, things were in the past. And Lauren plans to continue the podcast on her own without me. I don't know if she'll find a new co-host. I don't know. But she plans to continue to do it, but she isn't ready to jump into it yet. So she didn't really want to like record one episode and then like wait a little while and then continue on her own. So we decided not to do final episodes. So I wanted to come on here and talk about that and then like kind of like give you guys, you know, the reasoning why we just left you. And like why there wasn't a goodbye episode, why we said we were just going away for Christmas, because we were, and then this is what happened. But also, I wanted to share like what I, you know, learned. This is like a lesson for me. You guys know I'm always trying to, you know, share things that I'm learning and whatever else. And you just really have to be careful with how you spend your time and where you put your energy and your efforts. And for me, like, you know, I wasn't making money. Lauren's not like a huge fitness influencer, so it wasn't really like something that was helping, it wasn't gonna help Weylyn, you know what I mean? It wasn't even always about fitness. It might have helped my personal brand like a little bit. Maybe some of the people that were following Lauren were now, you know, following along with me, but it wasn't super beneficial in that way. I wasn't making money. It wasn't, you know, as enjoyable anymore. It was now this like stressful thing that it was always like, well, Lauren thinks I'm not doing enough and Lauren's upset because I don't edit, and like it was just always like this like mental thing that was kind of weighing on me. Like every week I was like worried about doing the thing because I'm like, Lauren fucking hates me because I don't edit enough. And Lauren has never said that she fucking hates me. Like she's never been like, you're a horrible person because you don't do 50% of the work. Like it's never been like that, but this is just how I felt going through all this. And so, you know, you have to protect your mental space, and it was becoming less and less enjoyable each week that we were recording, and it just wasn't a good fit anymore. It wasn't benefiting my future. So if it's not fun and it's not benefiting your future, why do it? So that's, you know, why I wanted to come on here, because I've had some friends that, you know, have been in situations recently, and I have a family member who, you know, they were getting started on a project, and, you know, it was super exciting at the beginning, and you just realized like it wasn't right, and you have to just know when your time is up, you know, whether, you know, it's like, cool, I gave it a shot, I tried it, or whether it's like, you know, it's just isn't what I thought it was going to be, or whatever the situation is for you. Or, you know, things change. I mean, I knew that Weylyn would be growing, but it's growing really fast, and I really have to be careful with how I spend my time. And anybody who wants to be successful and wants to grow in multiple areas of their life, you really have to pay attention to where you put your time and where you put your efforts. And like I said from the very beginning of all of this, I think it would be a lot more beneficial for me to put more time and effort into YouTube, where, you know, I have a clothing line, and I can show you guys my clothes on here, and you can, you know, see me, and I can show you my workouts for, you know, my online training. I can, you know, show you all these different things, and I can talk more about that, and I can give you the visuals, and it's just something that's a lot more beneficial for me in my brand. So yeah, you know, I had to protect my time. I had to protect my headspace. I couldn't, you know, continue to have this thing like every week that was weighing down on me. You know, a lot of negativity just started to come with it, and I was tired of feeling like I wasn't, you know, enough once a week. Every week I just felt like I wasn't enough, I wasn't doing enough, I wasn't good enough for, you know, this situation and this podcast and, you know, whatever else, whether that's, you know, something that I put on myself or whether that's, you know, the way that somebody else made me feel. It is what it is, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. I know I told some of my close friends, but I know a lot of you have been reaching out and asking, where's the podcast? When are you guys coming back? Blah, blah. And this was literally just decided like a week or two ago that we weren't coming back, and it was just decided today that we weren't going to create another episode. By the time this is out, that'll be a little bit, I don't know if we'll have it on Instagram by then or what the deal will be, but I wanted to let you know what was going on, and because your girl's not doing the podcast anymore, I will be on here more. I want to hopefully bring some guests on and stuff. I still love the idea of like the interview and the back and forth and the chit chat. I actually have something set up for this weekend to interview one of my friends, so I'm super excited. You're still gonna get some of that content from me, and yeah, we're gonna continue to bring new exciting things, okay? I'm not done, okay? Just because I'm not with It's All Bullshit anymore doesn't mean I'm done bringing you the fire every week. If anything, it's only gonna get better, okay? And you can still listen to YouTube videos while you drive. So, you know, if you were somebody that listened to your podcast while you walk or you drive or whatever it is, now you can listen to the YouTube videos. So, that is all. If you're still here, thank you so much for watching. Comment below if there's anything, you know, you want to see, you want to hear about, if you want the deets on anything, if there's anybody you want me to bring on the channel. I was going to say on the podcast, this is not a fucking podcast. On the channel, we can make it happen. Let me know. That's all. Thank you so much for watching. Thumbs up, subscribe, like, all the things. Love you.